Hi, Gene. Thanks so much for inviting Impact Alpha subscribers to this special showing of The Moment Was Now. Can you tell us a little bit about what we're going to be seeing?
Sure, David. This is a film taken from a live play called The Moment Was Now that takes place in 1869 in Baltimore. And it's a story of the dynamic interactions of the leading characters of leading movements of that time who knew each other and who are speaking in the real words turned into music. So we've got Frederick Douglass, Susan B. Anthony, who most of you have heard of, Isaac Myers, who was a Black labor leader, William Silvis, who was a major white labor leader, and Frances Ellen Watkins Harper, who was an author and an abolitionist. And in the background looms Jay Gould, who was sort of the notorious robber baron of the era.
It sounds like quite a gathering. You know, most people see the historical reconstruction through a racial lens. You're looking at it actually, I think, through a labor lens, which maybe is not surprising given your own background. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I had played around with community theater in the 70s, and I got a job and ended up getting in the labor movement and spent 40 years as a union organizer. I retired at the end of 2012, and I sort of went back into my old avocation. This is my second musical, but I saw in the many years of working with workers in meatpacking industries and nursing homes and all, I just sort of looked at the world from the class and race perspective together. And inspired by the work of W.B. Du Bois, this show, it shows the sort of deep interaction of race, class, and women's rights in this era in terms of what is involved in building a progressive movement. And we're still looking at those same issues today.
Well, we're looking forward to a lively discussion of just what the present day relevance of the Reconstruction is, which is fascinating. So I don't want to spoil that for the discussion, but it is instructive kind of as an example of social innovation and multiracial prosperity, what some people call the second founding.
Yeah, I describe it as a moment when America almost did the right thing.
Almost indeed. Well, this video, as you said, comes from the show's run in Baltimore in 2020. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we did a run in 2019 and 2020, and it was shut down, unfortunately, by COVID. Fortunately, we had a film by Mike Wickline, and so the film has been shown all over the country. This is a slightly edited version of the film that you'll be seeing. And we're dedicating this to Julia Nixon, who you'll see in the show does a remarkable performance of Frances Ellen Watkins Harper.
Well, thanks, Gene. We look forward to the discussion. And meanwhile, everybody, enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Baltimore, 1869.
Just over the Mason-Dixon line.
A city with a northern and southern kind of mind.
A meeting place for the slave and free.
The Civil War is history.
Ah, but the past is looming.
And the future is booming.
Everyone is nursing the massive wounds of war.
Desperately wanting
more.
America.
Sweet land of liberty, where everyone is free. Great possibilities of thee I sing. Land of democracy, but great hypocrisy of hospitality and brutality. Of opportunity, but much disunity. Hope for community of the I sing. But what about me?
And me?
And me?
What about
Yeah,
me?
what about me?
What about me?
What about me? about me? How do we fight against the plan of the man? The man who is buying all he can, drinking in profits and power by the hour, grabbing up all the land, all the land. What do we need to do to block his plan? We need workers' rights, women's rights, colored rights and freemen's rights, voting rights, black women's rights, the 8-hour day. Is that enough? No, that's not enough. We need dignity. Everybody needs dignity and respect. This could be our moment, our moment, our moment. Let America be all that it can be. Let it be the dream that all the dreamers dream. Let America be all that it can be. Let America be all that it can be. All that it can be. All that it can be.
But America was never America to me.
I see. Very creative. Lots of pizzazz.
Yes.
Not a bad little skit.
Hello.
But one of the pleasures that I have been teaching a combined theater and U.S. history class is that I can expect you to use your right brain and your left brain. But where's the depth? The depth. And did any of you actually read the article on Reconstruction I assigned? Okay, talk to me. I see. You like the song and the dance, but not much to say about the substance. The substance. Okay, folks, I don't have all day. You know where my office is, and when you're ready to discuss it, oh my God.
Wait a minute, Professor. Now, I know you said we were supposed to like this article, but I'm not even in it, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that whole long article, it didn't even mention the women's suffrage movement. We were starting to kick some butt back then. This whole all men are created equal. Yeah, that needs a sequel. How about equal pay?
Yes. And it made black people look dumb and lazy.
Right.
And I can get that every day on the evening news.
Cable news all day.
And it was all about us picking all the cotton off the land. Then we get kicked off the land. We get promised land by the man, and we never get the land. I mean, look at my neighborhood.
Right.
Good opinion. Not bad at all. Strong opinions. But one of the questions that I have is this. Why is this point of view so prominent 150 years after the Civil War? I mean, you had ancestors. Why didn't they write it the way that it happened?
Well, we lost. After Reconstruction, we lost. So my mom said, the ones that won are the ones that write the history. And that's not my fault.
Yeah.
So if it's not your fault, what are you going to do about it?
Well, what's done is done. We can't do anything about it.
Only media.
So you're telling me that we're stuck repeating failure after failure and we can't learn anything from our own history?
I don't know about teaching
All right. I don't like the article either.
Wait,
You play this.
You see, this is the type of junk they've been teaching us for over a century. The problem with your skit is that you don't have the real characters all their motivations. Do you hear me? History is complicated. My God. But here's a what if. The what if justice was for everyone.
Really?
If it was
Where do you even start?
for everyone.
Kind of lofty.
Good luck in this country.
So here's your next assignment.
Could be cool.
I want you to figure out what really happened back then. Find the movers and shakers during that period of time. Then after that, I want you to own it, become it, and make it come alive and see what it has to teach you about our own moment. Oh my God.
So dramatic.
Back to the drawing board?
Okay, square one.
Ideas.
We got to start off with something like, I don't know. Okay, let me tell you about the Civil War. It began 18...
No. Every year in school, more and more,
So
with
what you
all
got?
this instruction, we don't hear a word about Reconstruction.
Say what? What kind of construction?
Reconstruction. I mean, Emma, where you been?
All right, let's start. Tell us what it is. Tell us when did it begin.
All right, here we go. After the Civil War, theater ended, and Lincoln's life was dramatically upended. It was 1866 to 76. Yeah. Check it.
All right.
10 years, an epic era. Lots of tears and terror. White supremacist fears, abolitionist cheers. Free slave, capitalism, hope and despair. Change in the air.
Damn, sounds like a
Revolution.
revolution.
Yeah, but with failed execution, right?
Yeah, but first there were the constitutional amendments
Okay.
geared to make the freed people independent. The 13th, 14th, 15th, making Negro slaves free. New citizens get the right to VOTE.
All right, I'm taking NOTE.
Breaking 250 years of control by plantation-owning trolls who thrived off black servitude and northern robber barons with that same attitude.
All right.
Here we go.
Meanwhile, in 1867, Congress made it a fact. The Radical Reconstruction Act. Some senators and mayors in the South. Now black. New constitutions in the South enact. The feds created a federal freedmen's bureau that aided 4 million unsaved slaves. The troops enforced. Plantation owners behave.
Good solutions, right?
Well, for 40 acres and a mule, you ain't gotta be white. Will there's suits for every race. Plantation owners in their place.
I got it, like
All
a
right.
high energy free space, but what if you had a white face?
Well, change was in the air everywhere.
Yeah.
White workers in the North got excited,
United.
started organizing unions. White suffragettes fought for the rights to vote they didn't have yet.
Yes, that sounds cool. Now I may be talking out of school, but it sounds like it turned out good.
Not like it should. Yo, railroad stations crisscross the nation. Railroad moguls turning greedy and brazen. Then the federal troops got pulled from the South, and the bureau caved. Budget shaved.
All right. Guess who helped the plantation owners get back the land? None other than the Ku Klux Klan. They killed the 40 acres and a mule plant. Hell, they killed everybody that got in their way. Then came Jim Crow, and we still see it today. Hey.
This story could make a really great play,
Yeah.
uncovering the mystery of our blistering history. I mean, it's got hope and possibility, solidarity and racial hostility, danger and violence, protest,
Silence.
And even though the good people lost y'all, the one good thing a play like this could bring is what if America had done the right thing?
What if America done the right thing?
What if America had done the right thing?
Now, I bring you our great leader, our inspiration, our guide out of the wilderness, Mr. Frederick Douglass.
Thank you. Greetings, friends. Thank you for your presence. Since you are here, you are no doubt aware that I have worked hard to earn my reputation. By trials and tribulations, as a slave who didn't behave, and as a fighter for freedom. It is with profound sorrow that I must declare that we are here in 1869 with the bloody Civil War 4 years behind. Yet justice and prosperity have not been achieved as many in our nation hoped and believed.
We won, Frederick.
Mr. Douglas.
We have victory, but not yet peace. Negroes may soon have the vote, but they dare not gloat. For although for now we have dethroned the slave masters, we have yet to triumph against the dark outlines of the approaching disasters. This era has been labeled Reconstruction, the process of repairing the massive destruction of the South. But I must wonder, in the end, who was this war for?
Yeah, who was it for? Yeah.
I had hoped, once slavery was gone, all who labored could see that the white man's happiness could not be purchased at the expense of the black man's misery, that they need each other or things would get even tougher, and we will all suffer when they begin using their color for their real power, and so they find themselves poor by the hour. I must ask, can poor laboring whites imagine the sight of Southern planters controlling Congress once again, and then never leaving, which would have us all grieving their knavery when they begin putting up statues honoring their bravery in a war for slavery that they started and lost at an enormous cost.
Those inveterate Confederates.
At this moment in our nation's history, it is no mystery that the railroad and textile barons, yes, are planning a so-called industrial revolution. But in its execution, where do we fit in?
What can we do?
Tell us.
Ooh, tell us.
So I have come to the conclusion that I must bring together the people who can unite our great movements before it is too late, to create a plan for massive foment in this moment. For moments come and moments pass, and moments don't last forever. And we cannot freeze them, we must seize them.
But who's going to do it, Frederick?
Who?
Tell us.
Let me tell you, Silvis,
William Silvis.
ever heard of him? He's always on the move, organizing workers to build the largest union federation in the nation. The National Labor Union, which I must mention, is now holding its national convention, representing members in the hundreds of thousands, but only seems to be arousing white workers. And Susan B.
Anthony.
She's a skillful troublemaker, a breaker of tradition, a powerful abolitionist, and a fighter to improve women's conditions. Although by notoriety, more of the white variety. And of course, my old friend, Isaac Myers. Some don't see him as a high flyer because he's a doer, not a talker, but a master ship caulker, building unions with Negro workers everywhere, with great persistence, even enlisting my assistance.
Frederick.
Isaac, in all due respect, Negro workers can't expect to do it alone. So we have the winds of victory and the war in our backs. Negroes have won their freedom. White workers are winning their 8-hour day. Women have stepped into the fray. But those movements have all yet to find what could be done if they all combined. So with great expectations and considerable trepidations, I have requested the three of them to meet in Baltimore for the next upcoming National Labor Union Convention in order to anoint a turning point in our nation's history. You are the three people who can make the impossible possible. You understand that at this hour, Radicalism is the powerful passport to fire, thunder, and earthquakes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Excuse me now. I must go and meet with President Grant. God bless him. Despite his inconsistencies, I insist that he enact the Reconstruction policies. Good day.
Great speech, Frederick. As usual. It's most unfortunate, yet predictable, that I, a black woman, was not invited to this meeting. Who am I, you may ask? I'm Frances Ellen Watkins Harper. Now, I need to go to that meeting because they need me to get it right.
This National Labor Union Convention will be the largest labor gathering of its kind in the history of our nation, representing hundreds of thousands of workers. This is our moment, the biggest moment of my life. I carry a 4-leaf clover my father gave to me, but the luck of the Irish just ain't all it's meant to be. My father was a broken man, worked hard all his life, and still couldn't feed his family, his children and his wife. Driven from my home at such an early age, then I learned to mold the iron. But now I burn with rage. This is our time to right those wrongs that have plagued our land. Now is the time to rise up and to take our stand. I want it all. I want it all. A war has been fought and concluded, having finally excluded that great abuse of slavery. Yet now a monstrous aristocracy threatens our democracy, one so obscene this world has never seen. The Wall Streeters, yes, the capitalist cheaters, living life so sweet, while the working men suffer with barely a buffer between them and the streets. We are all dominated by moneyed drones with fortunes overgrown who inflict a fungus on the body politic, while the working people of our nation sink to a station of serfdom, united by their common enemy across the Mason-Dixon line, for whom profit is divine. So we seek a brighter day, A massive labor movement, bringing a world with decent dwellings, 8 hours toil, with time left over for the minds excelling, the massive gelling of labor for women and men of every color, destined to form a triple power. We are destined to seize this hour and wrest the scepter of government from the idle and the thieves. A cooperative world no longer reduced to just rich and poor. A time for revolution like we've never seen before. This is the last great struggle for human liberty. Let the people answer. Let every man be free. And if the ballot fails us, well then shed blood we will. To all those who assail us, know this:
we shall not be still.
I want it all.
There is much hope for your vision. The question is, who is to be included of your vision of tomorrow? As you know, I intend to bring 8 Negro labor leaders to the NLU convention. Will they be welcome? You must understand that the Negro worker, like the white worker, is neither satisfied with our opportunity nor the value that is placed on our labor. We, too, are building a national labor union. Ours will convene later this year. However, our NLU will know no north or south, no color or sex when it comes to the value placed on labor. However, your NLU has not a single Negro member, even though we number in the millions and work for our daily bread. And I might add, you have very few women, too. Negro worker 2 wants it all, but we even have less than your white members. What do you know about the world of the Negro worker? Questions. Who is to be included in your vision of the future? And how do we deal with the present divisions? Look at me, a Negro born free in the town of Baltimore, raised a pauper, apprenticed as a caulker for ships going out to sea. Does your we include me? We earned our pay, work hard every day with our muscles and our sweat, building ships as the nation grew, my people slaving free. Does your we include me? After the war, whites wanted more, tried to drive us from the state, but the state said no to their hate. My people slaving free. Does your we include me? For years, whites wanted our jobs. Finally, violent white mobs came raging, with the police quietly disengaging, driving Negroes from the shipyard. They beat us, just like they beat the young slave caulker Frederick Douglass, nearly dead in the bulkhead of the shipyard years ago. Then the white ship carpenter struck, forcing the country to discard all of us with black skin to let the white skins in, causing a mighty sin of disunity with impunity. 1,000 Negro jobs lost, a painful cost.
That is horrible. You must know that I would never approve of that.
Yeah, but Negroes know how to survive, how to thrive, how to seek improvement. So we built our own movement. We built a cooperative shipyard, the Chesapeake Marine Railway Dry Dock Company. With our own resources, we set our own course and succeeded, even hiring whites when needed. So you see, William, as the NLU convention draws near, sitting in those chairs will be those same men that beat us. Will they care?
Of course they will. They are men of character. I will see to that.
There is something the white worker must understand. Slave labor degraded not just the colored man, but everyone who labors in our land. Now the slaves have cut the ropes that have bound them by the neck. The white man is still fettered by the ankle, keeping unity in check. And so we say, can we all agree, Brother Silvis, that your we includes me? That your we includes me.
And William, I don't mean to be ganging up on you, but this fighting the capitalists, is it a boy thing? I've been told that women have little role in your institution, banished to the likes of prostitution to join the coloreds and the Chinese and the Indians in the ranks of the excluded. While white men claim that there are too many of the other to be included. I was born in another age where few women had a stage, scared at the sound of my own voice. So I swallowed all my rage. A teacher paid a fraction of a man. At public meetings, my voice was banned. But I hated slavery. I just could not let that be. And so I took my stand. I took the blows, I bared the scorn. So I've earned the right to warn all those who would deny me. Women hold up half the sky. Women hold up half the sky. Women hold up half the sky. Now these same men only talk of women marrying and carrying babies, but maybe your union brothers are unaware or simply don't care that our cities are filled with women who are penniless and without shelter, wandering helter-skelter, searching for work to avoid starvation all across our nation. Should women hunger in their garrets while union men parrot the notion that a woman should be chained to her washtub even without a husband and become accustomed to no equal rights to labor beyond birthing a child? The union movement you seek to build must be forewarned. The northern cotton mills are filled with those you scorn. For while the Negro picks the cotton, the mill girls take it and make it into wealth ill-gotten, completing the cycle of exploitation that's fueling the nation's industrialization. Women hold up half the sky, women hold up half the sky, women hold up half the sky. It's either solidarity
Or be damned for posterity.
equal pay for equal work.
And that's when I realized justice is not justice at all. So long as women are seen as unequal before the law. I come from another field where the lashing of the slave will never yield. I want slavery destroyed, branch and root, women's rights in every pursuit. Black women north and south, from every squalor, from every state and every holler. 'Cause if women ain't free, man can't do better. One half free, the other half is fettered. They talk about colored men getting their rights. Not a word about colored women inside. But I have as much muscle as any man. I can work as much as any man. I can eat as much as any man. I can bear the lash as much as any man can. Look at me, people. Won't you look at me good? I plow, reap more than I sow, and I chop that wood. But when women get her rights, day and night, it's gonna be peace on earth and goodwill to man. So I wanna say it again. And I am a woman. Oh, I am a woman. Say that I am a woman. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am a woman. Oh, yes, I am.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. That all men are not created equal, that only some of us are endowed by the Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these rights are power, wealth, and the pursuit of everything we desire. Can I get a vote on that? Yeah. Thank you, gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. It's time for me to speak of Wall Street and my friends who are in the elite. Captains of industry, renowned for our brilliance and dignity. Employers of unnecessary barbarity. Godly preachers of the gospel of prosperity. Purveyors of the most generous of charities. I am J. Gold, chief among the rulers of the rule, expert at fooling all the fools. You speak badly of my club, a remarkable group of fellas. J.P. Morgan, Andrew Mellon, Carnegie, and Rockefeller. We are self-made men, but you criticize our taste, labeling us dukes of conspicuous waste. You call us moguls and oligarchs, aristocrats and barons. You call us selfish, inadequate at sharing, plutocrats and money lords. Only capital we can afford. Well, we're proud of our wealth. We own America. We got it, we bought it, and we intend to keep it where there's profit to be made. We intend to reap it while you cut each other's throats on all kinds of cheap shit. We are the future, like it always been. We are the future, like it always been.
Look, let me explain. My friends, it was me who invited you both to the NLU convention, prevailing against the contention that your voices should not be heard. Don't you see you have no problem with me on a question of unity? The line of demarcation is between the robbers and the robbed, of every color and station. It is impossible to degrade one class of laborers without degrading all.
We'll be through there.
Admittedly, my friends, the white male union leaders must make amends at last for our exclusionary past. But I am convinced we shall seek a brighter day together, shake Wall Street in its boots, make common cause forever, grab capital from its roots. Let's take this opportunity to build real workers' unity together forever for a brighter day. But, Isaac, Francis, to my disappointment and surprise, I am just back from my Southern introduction, where I saw with my own eyes the ugly excesses of Reconstruction. The Freedmen's Bureau, supported by our Northern taxes while the Southern economy collapses. It's a scandal that they don't know how to handle.
William, this is not going to get us.
If workers ever hope to find it justice, we must get North and South behind it justice. Before our enemies undermine it. It's either unity for justice or just us. And if it's just us, then you don't trust us. If you don't trust us, then the powerful will bust us all. Then the powerful will bust us all.
The Freedmen's Bureau has been feeding ignorant Negroes like there was no tomorrow, while thousands of hungry Northern workers live in sorrow. The Bureau is needlessly pushing the mixing of races
And
in
we should.
public places,
It's one country.
creating white men's fury,
Your
even insisting
fury.
that Negroes sit on juries.
Of
The
course.
poison in the pudding is the freedman's bureau. Let's close the bureau.
Never.
Forge a new tomorrow for centuries to follow, all on equal footing.
Husbands, wives, and children sold away for cash, unable to stop it.
An evil in search of profit unfit for any creature on earth.
These centuries are baked into the bones and the souls of the Southern Negro, and yet they rise in the South. They seize the planter's land, they refuse to work for less and express the same demands as white workers in the North. When white workers understand it, they join them, they become a part of them, while Southern white workers still form unions that exclude them and even cross Negro strike lines.
You think I would cross a picket line?
Stop
Crossing
right
a
now.
picket
Stop
line?
Wait. Now, I think that the Negro woman is getting lost in this conversation. Now, William, did you visit the Mississippi washerwoman on your Southern tour? Now, some say they are among the most organized workers to come out of the South since the war. And I agree. Just a short time out of slavery, these women united in Jackson, Mississippi, demanding their rights as workers, defying all threats of violence. And then in an unprecedented act of defiance, they publicly petitioned the mayor of Jackson, Mississippi, stating that because of the higher prices of the necessaries of life and high rent, we, the colored washerwomen of Mississippi, cannot live with these current wages. So be it resolved that we shall charge a uniformed rate of $1.50 per day. And any washerwoman in violation of this shall be held liable and will be regulated by the class. Very truly yours, the washerwomen of Jackson, Mississippi. Now, these ladies, they belong in your Southern Alliance.
Agreed, absolutely.
Most definitely. Most
And they're
definitely.
seeking justice. Because without justice, there is no progress. There is no equal footing.
There's blood in the Southern pudding. Without full government protection, there'll be a planters' insurrection. It's either unity for justice or just us. And if it's just us, then you don't trust us. If you don't trust us, then the powerful will bust us all. Then the powerful will bust us all.
Of course, but does it make sense to protect one class of labor at the government expense? This swindle has rekindled deep resentment.
What?
Negroes who those same northern white workers fought to set free should
They
be compelled to earn their living, just like you and me. That must be the basis for unity.
William, surely you are aware that there are laws right now that say anyone of my race has no rights that any white man is bound to respect.
Exactly.
The Negro's sweat built up the great cotton power in the South, and his blood and tears can be heard in the roar of the northern machinery. Our nation's wealth was stolen by stealth from our ancestors. Yes. Now, I feel like the white worker and the freedman are connected. But when one citizen's rights are violated, all citizens' rights have been denied. Yes?
Yes. It's either unity for justice or just us. And if it's just us, then you don't trust us. If you don't trust us, then the powerful will bust us all. Then the powerful will bust us all.
So, William, what direction will your white class take?
Francis, Isaac, there is a solution.
What?
Take the money from the Republican Party's Reconstruction, lend that money to the planters to rebuild
the slave
with
owners?
freedmen,
It would
skilled
just
and
start
unskilled, at a
plantations
fair market
again.
wage. So
No,
Southern jobs
it would
come
just start
forth,
up the
preventing the
plantations
Negro from
again.
coming north to take our
Your
jobs.
jobs.
Let us
That's
form
what
a
I'm
powerful
over
Southern
you.
alliance of defiant wage slaves.
Enough! We can't wait no more. We can't wait no more. We can't wait. We can't wait. We can't wait no more. We bear the burden of this nation on our shoulders. We bear the scars of this country on our backs. We can't stand it no longer. We can't wait no more. As Negroes and workers, we've been beaten and cursed, but still we seek principles as broad as the universe, deep as the sea, and high as heaven can be. So we'll go to your convention, but will you come to ours? Colored workers are organizing both near and far, in Georgia, Mobile, Norfolk, and Savannah, in New York, Baltimore, and Mobile, Alabama. Wherever colored workers are, they are organizing now. So we'll come to your convention, but will you come to ours? We won't wait no more. No, 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 we can't wait no more. We can't wait no more. 250 years is enough.
A better day, workers one for all.
The Freedmen's Bureau must not fall.
I want justice.
You don't trust us.
Don't you hear?
Don't you see?
You must hear me.
A Southern Workers Alliance. Reconstruction is the essence of defiance. In a thunderbolt of protest, we can triumph. Women will never more be silent.
Yeah, yeah.
But Brother Isaac,
Yes.
Silvis, I must say that your arguments barely acknowledge that women exist. Right, Francis? Your arguments of North and South are failures on their face, ignoring the fact that women are half the human race. No woman, whatever color on her palette, will have her work respected until we get the ballot. A second-class status won't be corrected. The 15th Amendment has a fatal flaw. It doesn't include us at all. It must not prevail. It puts our rights up for sale. We'd be subject to the whims of uneducated males, Negroes, Chinese, and Irish. They terrorize our womanhood and do with women as they wish. At this revolutionary moment, women can't accept half a cake. We must seize this hour for everybody's sake.
My sister and friend, you have lost your way. Now, degrading yourself and our struggle every day. You claim that with the vote, the ignorant Negro male will have a chance to gloat and prey upon the purity of your white matrons, or assault your wealthy women matrons. Now, your workers you once encouraged, you now discourage. So what movement are you working towards? Susan, this 15th Amendment is going to move our nation forward.
Needs to go further.
No, this is the Negro's hour.
We must seize this day, this hour to keep the despicable evil from power. This must be the Negro's hour.
Susie, Francis,
No,
we
brother,
must stop.
my sister, for years, my single mission was abolition. But now I can see that the women's condition is to be denied the rights of citizenship, governed without consent, taxed with no one to represent her, crowded out of the world of work, living like a peasant serf, even on her own home turf where husbands dutifully ridicule her worth. I will cut my right arm off to stop the Negro man.
What?
From getting the ballot first, women's rights would be up for sale. So let's empower everyone with no one's rights up for sale. Make it the women's and the Negro. Let the 15th be. Let the 15th be. Suffrage for all or for none.
Susan, I must express strongly here now. I am a Quaker. You talk about rights, but I talk about wrongs. If the nation could handle but one question, I have but one thing to say. Black women are gonna stand with our brothers, and we will put not a straw in the way. No. You talk about your fear of the black man's sexuality. But I talk about my reality of the white man's brutality. White women need not be so selfish. Her vote won't be a cure for her silence, nor give colored people this small piece of land, or put an end to white violence. But if the nation can handle but one question, I have only one thing I could say. Black women are gonna stand with our brothers and put not a straw in the way. White women, they break up in classes, the good, the bad, or the masses. Why don't you just vote your convictions, or just sit on your asses? One thing I must express, or upon you I must impress, that the black woman's freedom won't ever come from the goodness of her white mistress. But if the nation can handle one question, I have but one thing I want to say. Black women are gonna stand with her brother and put not a straw in the way. Y'all don't hear me say I won't put not a straw in the way.
Without the vote, Reconstruction will die. Without the troops standing by, only KKK terror will apply. And hope will draw up for our nation. This must be the Negro's hour. Susan, stand with us, not against us.
Without the vote, women
we
have no
stand
hope.
together.
Don't abandon us. Isaac,
No,
Francis,
Susan,
suffrage.
It's the
for
Negro's
all.
hour. The
For
Negro's
all.
hour.
We stand
For none.
It's the
together.
Negro's
Workers,
For none.
unite!
We rule!
My friends, you are all raising some most important considerations. Now, believe me, I hate to say this, but in the end, we must get rid of the political establishment to achieve any of these aims. We need a labor party. I am pain to tears. We turn on each other, filled with our deepest fears, betraying our own mothers. Is it so hard to understand? Our destiny is in our hands. Our destiny is in our hands. Some say the ballot's the solution, but is it as simple as the vote? To overthrow the thieves that rule us, the vote is not the antidote. I say the vote alone is not the antidote. So let us resolve to rule instead of being ruled. Assert our rights, not simply begging day and night. Occupy that position of authority, deserving our proud majority. Who make the steel and cook the meals,
Who build the ships and nurse the sick,
Who clothe the troops and feed the youth.
Who teach the young and shovel the dung.
who mop the floors and fight the wars.
who bury the dead and make the beds. And yet, in this land of vast resources, our people remain among the forces of the unemployed.
Lacking the necessities and shelter for their families.
Failing to make a living wage in this moneyed age.
Where 1% of the people get 1/2 of all that is earned, while 99% of us are burned.
We are the
99%.
We must drive radical social and economic reforms for the 8-hour day and good pay, a fair distribution of wealth for our people's good health, and for our communities' opportunities to do the jobs now dominated by the few. So we must found a new party, party of honesty, for an equal quantity of privileges to all. A labor party.
Time's running short.
This is the hour
To build a party
To
and
seize the power, let every worker understand. Our destiny is in our hands. Our destiny is in our hands. The industrialists tremble at the thought.
Let me be clear. The Southern Negro wants to stay alive, and we will back the Republican Party just to survive.
and to overcome the KKK's conniving to burn down progress and Negroes' bodies in the process.
So I say again, William, it's up in the sky where your dream is mounted, not
Down on the ground where the votes are counted. You all underestimate our power. This is the Labor Party's hour.
Okay, is there something we can agree on to bring our mighty movements together? Something where we can give our people hope so they know this suffering won't go on forever. Anything? Anything.
Wait. My friends, there is one point of unity which I believe provides an historic opportunity: cooperatives. Let's build a cooperative movement of worker producers from which all owners, those prosperity reducers, are excluded.
You have struck a deep chord about the rewards of cooperatives.
Well, cooperation has long kept Southern women alive, and colored people will survive. But not because of some silly politicians or their good or bad missions. But what we do for ourselves is our savior. Our character is defined by our labor.
Women have been organizing workers' co-ops since the war and would gladly set up more. Seamstresses in Boston, garment workers in Philly, laundry workers in Troy, the typographical workers in New York City, and Negroes in Mississippi. Yes. The future of women is not pretty in the giant textile mill cities in New England where massive machines grind up young girls' bodies while they live in shoddy boarding houses. This is an ugly vision of the future of our nation. Yes. So what is ours?
Yes, the Negro knows all about co-ops. We stand for co-ops of all kind for the protection of Negro workers against the double-edged oppression. We built a powerful cooperative shipyard in Baltimore. So co-ops. Yes, maybe we got it.
Cooperatives! A real solution.
Yeah.
Cooperatives.
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 Maybe we got it. Maybe we got it. Maybe we got it. I think we got it.
Yeah.
Foolishness, I won't let it work. Here are four deluded fools who never met the Honorable Jay Gould. They fantasize a power which I accumulate each hour. While their labor I devour, my prosperity does flower. I laugh at their poorly plotted plans and their dreamy-eyed, unwinnable demands. Ha! At your union, a muscle-bound, thick-headed clowns. I can hire one half of you to shoot the other half down. Ha! And your many girls who protest and petition excel at sewing petticoats, but lack all erudition. And you blacks, I have everything you lack. No need for slavery to steal your labor back. Yet you fleas can't agree where to shit or where to pee, but hope to dethrone the likes of me. Here is my simple solution. We'll embark on an industrial revolution. We'll buy every politician to accomplish our great mission. We'll never need permission, but demand total submission and delight while our dreamy ambitions explode into unstoppable fruitions. Yet you fleas can't agree where to shit or where to pee, but hope to dethrone the likes of me.
But here is what we have all failed to express. Just who do you suggest will provide the vast amount of capital to create this world of sharing, to compete with the uncaring robber barons?
William.
To promote their cooperative dream. dream. We need a labor party, yes, a labor party, yes, to bring the full weight of the wealth of the state. We need a labor party behind our collective fate.
Brother Silvis, Negroes expect dignity and full remuneration for our labor. And from that, we will never waver. But we do not intend to wage a war on capital. No wars on capital. But we do not intend to let capital wage a war on us.
Haven't we just... The war on capital... Are you...
We will never forget that the wealth that fuels the growth of our great nation was viciously pulled from the backs of us with vicious exploitation. From that massive scale of the sale of our bodies, that ill-torn wealth coming from ill-gotten, ill-milled cotton. Oh,
Your Labor Party is moving too fast.
Without Republicans, the Negro comes last. While Republicans thrive by sliding the blacks, the Democrats thrive by shooting them in the back.
And the wheel keeps spinning, and we keep arguing, and they keep winning. And so the wheel keeps spinning, and we keep arguing, and they keep on winning.
Now I, as a woman, side with the oppressed, but only when female suffrage is addressed.
Of course.
But only when female suffrage is addressed. But alas, Isaac Flowers.
Yes?
He says it's
This
the
is the
Negro's
Negro's
hour.
hour.
And William, you want a people's party to seize the reins of
Not
power,
want,
but
need.
Isaac and Francis resist and insist that the freedman needs the Republicans to persist.
And so the wheel keeps spinning, and we keep arguing, and they keep on winning. Will we ever get out of this mess? Will we ever get out of this mess?
Oh, Frederick, I fear that we have failed you.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's 1893 and it hasn't happened yet. But they also said that whenever any government is destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and replace it with a government that will most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Now that's a great idea. Great words, great words. But inalienable rights are hard to find these days. Instead, we find Jim Crow laws everywhere. Hopelessness, trampling, happiness underfoot. Our Republican friends have more or less deserted us. I overestimated them quite a bit, but it almost happened. I remember the ecstasy after we won the war and passed the Freedoms Amendments. 1869, I remember it well. Hope was in the air, change was everywhere, and Negroes had provided the momentum. But we, as a nation, didn't embrace it, and we have paid a price, and we may have for years to come. The Southern constitutions were being rewritten. The planters were in retreat. Women were mobilizing. Workers were organizing. And I thought that I had created a plan that would unite our people, our nation, for the great liberty and peace in this country. It was a terrible blow when poor Brother Silvers died right before the NLU convention. He was yet a young man with an open mind. But all was still possible. One could imagine, right? If those four could have united their great movement, it would have been all so different. I mean, America almost did the right thing. America almost did the right thing. America almost did the right thing. Well now, oh Lord, put your hands together, everybody. Come on. We live in America. What a blessing it is. Despite all the problems we had, put your hands together. Whoa, I heard the good news that you broke through.
Joy is in my heart.
Well, now, I'd come down here to the professor. Come on, come on. I'm so proud of your addition, not needing permission to add to your erudition. Oh, and the proud tradition of the unstoppable mission of colored women.
Well, I look hopefully to the future. Misfortune cannot crush us. The shadows bear a promise of a better day. We are a rising people. Yes.
You get an A+.
Joy is in my heart.
Oh, well now.
Joy is in my heart.
Now, Emma, come on down here now. Oh, Lord. Emma, I am so happy for what you did. Writing for the Negro's Hour, then rising for the women's power. Women textile workers reaching their own hand to Negro women working their own land. The majestic connection from the loom of the loom of free black cotton laborers. A massive power from the calico felt to the black belt. Talk to me.
Oh, yes, we will form an ironclad vow that now, after the victory for the Negro vote, we will form a united movement of historic note to promote a 16th Amendment for the women's vote.
Oh, my Emma, you get a nice A+.
Joy is in my heart.
Oh, Lord.
Joy is in my heart.
Now, Jesse, come. Jesse, Lord have mercy. Jesse, your genius is undeniable. My spirit soared when you said, let's not forget the imminent threat of a future alliance with the Republican tycoons. First, Reconstruction to oppose the Republican destruction. Talk to me.
Professor.
Yes.
The white worker and the colored worker are linked hand in hand. Republicans divided both to conquer each. But together, victory is in our reach.
My. And you get an A+. Come on now.
Joy is in my heart.
Well, now.
Joy is in my heart.
Now, Eugene, you're next. Come on here. Come here. My. Eugene, I leaped to my feet at the moment so sweet when you said in generosity of spirit, so all could hear, that you would support Republican aristocrats to get the Negro land and the vote to devote labor's united power to devour these same men of wealth. My. Talk to me.
Of course, and usher in a social order of another kind, truly colorblind, a grand coalition of freedmen, labor, and women, seizing political power for all time.
Eugene, you get get an A+.
Joy is in my heart.
Well, now.
Joy is in my heart.
Well, now.
Joy is in my
Yes.
Let America be all that it can be.
All that it can be.
Power concedes nothing without a demand. Never has, never will. Without struggle, there's no progress in our land. Never has been, never will. There is no freedom without agitation. Never has been, never will. No crops will grow up in our nation if we don't plow the ground. There's no rain without thunder and lightning. Never has been, never will. There's no victory won without fighting. No ocean without roar of its waters. There must be a struggle to get the job done. Always has been, always will. It may be moral or a physical one, but we must reach towards the sun. The limits of tyranny depend on what we accept. Always has, always will. And resisting America's promise unkept. Power concedes nothing without a demand. We demand America be all that it can be. Let it be the dream that all the dreamers dream. Let America be all that it can be. All that it can be. All that it can be.
Baltimore, 1869.